Hi guys, I am in my scrubs today. Casey wants to say hi. You're not allowed on this couch. You're hogging the spotlight, dude. He's dressed for Halloween. He's black with his orange collar. Get away, get down. Fool. Crazy dog. He's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Today, I am going to do ghost stories from the hospital. Dude, if you mess up my grandma's couch, so help me God. They are allowed, and disclaimer, my dogs are allowed everywhere except my grandma's couch. So, well, Athena has a incontinence issue, so she's not allowed on the furniture, but all my dogs are usually allowed on all the furniture. And he just took it upon himself. He's the baby. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He gets attention. Crazy dog. Are you going to be still for the video, or are you going to get down? Huh? Crazy dog. Get down. Come on, get down. Crazy. Nat, get away. Good. Stay away, puppy dog. Okay. Anyways, this is my hospital ghost stories. So I'm wearing a scrub. And it's been a long time, so it's a little small. But I'm in my prop shop, so I've got a lot of various costumes. Go lay down. Go lay down, baby. Casey. Oh, stealing the spot. Did I see you? Get up here, boy. Okay, if you're gonna be quiet, you can stay, but don't tell the other dogs. Okay. This is what I mean. I can't do anything during the day because I have minimal interruptions at night. So during the day I have a lot. Okay. Anyways, back to the stories. I haven't even started yet. So today's stories are ghost stories that I've not experienced. These are secondhand from my mom and my brother. Our whole family sees ghosts, so it's yay. It's just something about our family. But yeah, let me see. My favorite is my mom's story, so I'm gonna leave that for last. My brother, this was in San Antonio. My brother was a security guard, and he was just doing rounds at. It was a newer hospital out by 1604, Loop 1604, and now it's probably built up with malls and houses and all kinds of stuff. But when we lived there, that was about 25 years ago. 1604 was the outer loop, and they were just getting started. And there was a hospital built, and he was doing rounds. He would see this dark figure in a long coat and cowboy hat, just, out of the corner of his eye. Sometimes he'd see him like down at the end of the hall, crossing, and no one should be visiting late at night. So he would go down to investigate and see nobody. And, the door was locked, or there was nobody in the room, kind of things like that. There were usually no explanations, and I don't remember him ever finding out who this was. But there are a lot of, I don't know, Old West ghosts around San Antonio. You know, you have the Alamo, so there's a lot of soldiers and that kind of thing. There's a lot of Indian, Native American, indigenous people. I don't know what you call them nowadays. I call them Indian, and I am part Indian, so I get away with that, I guess. But, so it could be, and of course, you know, the outer parts of San Antonio and further into Texas, there were a lot of cowboy ranches and cattle and that kind of thing. So it makes sense that if it were someone who used to live on that land, you would see them. So we don't know who he was or whatever, but, and I can't remember the name of the hospital, but it's the hospital on 1604. Now, the next one is, well, it's like part one of my mom's. She is a neonatal intensive care nurse. That's the nurse that helps with the newborn babies that were premature or need extra help after birth. And there would be times where she was in the nursery late at night, and she would hear a baby cry down the hall and go to see if the mother needed help or whatever, and the room would be completely empty. Now, being a neonatal intensive NICU, they call it NICU. It's a lot easier to say. But you do lose babies every once in a while. Because, you know, maybe the mother was on drugs, or maybe the child was so premature that it just didn't make it. So there are a lot of instances, unfortunately, where babies don't ever go home from the hospital. They die there. And it's sad, but it's a fact of life. So you would hear ghost baby cries every once in a while. And this was in Ohio. I forgot to transition. This was at Timken Mercy. Timken Mercy Medical Center. I think they've changed the name. Last time I was back, it had some kind of different name. But it used to be Timken Mercy Medical Center. And it used to be affiliated with the Catholic Church. And there were nuns that administered help or assistance to patients. And there was a chapel in the hospital that was converted to a rehab pool. And you would sometimes, if it was quiet and everything, you would see a nun basically, you know, not level to the ground, because it was a chapel, then it was turned into a pool, and then the pool was filled, and now it's just, you know, a level floor. But to a ghost, they're in their own time when they exist, some of the time. And so they were on the original floor. So you might see half of a nun walk across the floor. And it's just because the room used to be sunken. They filled up the sides for the pool, and then decided they weren't going to use the pool anymore and just filled it in rather than to, you know, chisel out the sides of the pool. And now instead of going downstairs to go across, you just go flat. And there would be sightings of nuns that were from the waist up because they were walking on the original floor that was there. But, and this one, I don't remember if it happened at the same hospital. My mom worked at a couple different hospitals in Canton. But she got a weird shift. So it's like when you get there for your shift, the parking lot is full, so you have to park way out in Timbuktu. And by the time you leave, all of those cars have left. And so your car is like a mile from the hospital and nobody's around it. So she was walking to her car one night, and you know, she's always aware of her surroundings. She said no one else was around, and her car was in the middle of nowhere, basically, no cars around. And she went to start it, and it wouldn't start. And she was like, oh, perfect. And this was way before cell phones. And like I said, it would take her forever to go back to the hospital to find a phone to use and call my dad to come help her. So, you know, she, being an intelligent woman, thought, I'll open the hood, see if I can see a problem. So she opened the hood, and she was looking, and she heard this voice behind her saying, excuse me, ma'am, do you need some help? And she, of course, was startled, but she said, yeah, I can't get my car to start. And he was like, let me look at it. And so he fiddled with it, and he moved some stuff around. He says, okay, now try it. And she got in and tried it, and it started right up, and she got out to thank him. I'm getting goosebumps. She got out to thank him, and he was gone. And there is no place he could have gone in that small amount of time to hide. So, but her car was started. So she put her hood down and she went home, and she just, you know, considered it either a ghost or her guardian angel to make sure she got home that night. But, so not all ghosts are bad. Some of them are just, some of them are guardian angels that just stop in to give us that little push or help or assistance when we need it. And, you know, it happens. We all die. Some of us go on to other lives. Some of us just recirculate and keep on living, and some of us just hang around as a ghost. So, but happy Halloween. I don't know when this video will be released in relation to Halloween, but it's just around the corner. So, happy Halloween, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and ciao for now.